back. It is Sunday sit-down time. With us now is my good friend Jeff Parles, the former co-host of The Big Show on KTGR. Now he resides in Las Vegas, Nevada, host of the Parles cast on Book It Sports. Jeff, how's it going out in the desert?
It's good. It's good, Andrew. It's great to be back with you. It's very odd not being in studio with you, but hey, we're in a COVID world, so COVID Zoom we go.
Well, I couldn't think of a better guest to have on Selection Sunday. Just a guy like you with all the bold predictions. So let's get right into it. You said you already filled out your bracket. Who do you got in the Final Four? Who's your champ?
So here's what I'll say. My strategy is a little bit different just because when you're in a bracket pool, you have to go off. You can't take chalk to win the title. So I think I'll preface this. I think Gonzaga is going to end up winning this, Andrew. I have them in the final. I have them going out of the West. Sorry for all of our Tigers, but I don't see how Mizzou can possibly beat Gonzaga in that round of 32 game. I have Texas out of the East. I have Oklahoma State out of the Midwest, and I have Purdue out of the South. So I only have one seed coming out. So I have Gonzaga. I think Gonzaga beats Oklahoma State in the championship game. In the bracket pools that I'm going to be in, I'm going to have Oklahoma State because I don't think they're going to be a team that's picked by a lot of people. And to me, they have the best player in the country in Cade Cunningham. They have really good depth. I know they just lost to Texas, so their value a little bit less than it would have been if they beat Texas. But they're really darn good and have a lot of depth as well. I like Mike Boynton, their coach. So Oklahoma State, that's who I'm going to pick in my bracket pools just because if in order to win a bracket pool with a lot of people in it, Andrew, you have to pick someone that is not chalk in order to have a really good chance, unless if your bracket is just pitch perfect,
Jeff,
which you and I know is hard.
Who won our bracket last year? Or not last year? 2 years
I'm not even giving you the satisfaction
it was
of
me,
that
and
one.
I picked Virginia to win it all, and it ended up working out. I believe I was actually one of the only people that picked Virginia, which is crazy.
Well, remember the last tournament, everyone picked Zion and Duke. Everyone picked Duke or North Carolina, and Virginia, a number one seed, ends up winning the title. But you had the right seed. I will say this, though. It would not shock me if the winner of the Oklahoma State-Illinois Sweet 16 matchup that I think we get out of the Midwest, I wouldn't be shocked if that's the team that actually wins the whole thing. Illinois is just playing so well right now.
Well, let's get to Mizzou's matchup with Oklahoma. I know it may end up being a meaningless matchup, but for the Tigers to just win a game, they haven't done that since 2010. What do you think of the matchup with the Tigers and the Sooners?
I was surprised to see Mizzou as a 9. I was surprised to see them that low. The committee did a very weird job seeding the non-Alabama Arkansas teams from the SEC. I don't know how you can watch Mizzou, LSU, and Florida play and say Florida's the best of the three of them, but lo and behold, that's what we got. Oklahoma right now is a 2-point favorite at the one book out here in Vegas that opened at Circus Sports. That line feels correct. I think Mizzou should be a small underdog against an Oklahoma team. And I will say, he's not playing their best right now. They had a great stretch early in the year where they just kept rattling off top 10 wins. They're actually pretty similar to Mizzou in that regard, where they're capable of beating anyone, and then they're also capable of losing to Kansas State like they did. So the even matchup, Brady Manick's the guy you really got to look at on Oklahoma, the senior. Really good perimeter-based 4. But I think Mizzou actually matches up pretty well. I think Tillman will be able to get his in this game, and the key for me is Mizzou's guards just have to avoid turnovers here. You can't give Oklahoma free runouts off the turnovers. That's what they did to Alabama, and were able to take advantage against the Tide and actually beat Alabama earlier this year. So I think it's a reasonable matchup, though, for Mizzou, and I think they're going to actually win their first tournament game in over a decade.
Hey, that could be the boldest prediction yet from Jeff Parles. But perhaps this would be even bolder. You're the odds guy now in Vegas. What are the odds that Mizzou and Norfolk State meet in the second round?
0.00000. No chance. No chance, because I think Norfolk, on top of Norfolk State having legitimately no chance of beating Gonzaga, I think they're going to lose that play-in game to Appalachian State. So no demons of 2012 for any of us with that, Andy.
Yeah, I think Mizzou fans are happy to hear that. What's your best bet in the first round? What do you think? What do you think?
Ooh, that's a really good question. See, I'm a crazy person and do it the old handwritten way, Andrew, on a regular piece of printer paper. to get that. If you want an upset, we're going to go down the board here, and we're going to go to the West region, the 12-5 matchups. We all love picking 12s over 5s. The Gauchos of UC Santa Barbara, winners of the Big West, a team that is scorching red hot, only have lost once since the calendars turned to 2021, taking on Creighton, who got drubbed by Georgetown, a game you saw on your network yesterday there on Fox 22, Andrew. But look, I like UC Santa Barbara outright as an 8-point underdog against the Blue Jays of Creighton. I just don't like the way Creighton's played the last month.
All right, so who's your long shot to win the whole thing? Obviously, we got the 1 seeds, but a team that maybe no one's talking about that you think could cut down the nets in a couple weeks.
So I guess based off the number that I bet them at to win a national title, I guess I have to go with Oklahoma State, even though Oklahoma State has been a team that, if you look in newer jurisdictions, if you just drive 2 hours due west across the Mississippi into Illinois, you can bet this legally. Oklahoma State's like the 5th favorite right now to win the national championship. That's too short. But they are a team as a 4 line that, like I said, they have the best player in the country. They're really well coached. I think they're more than capable of winning the whole thing. The other one, I hate to go with former Big 12 brethren from Mizzou, Andrew, but Texas is another team I got to look at coming off their Big 12 championship, first one ever for the Horns. They have really good big guys. They have really good guards, including the St. Louis product Courtney Ramey. I anticipate Texas actually getting out of that East region. I think they're a pretty good shot if you can get them about 25-1, which is still available.
Hey, can't count out Shaka Smart in March, that's for sure. We can't count out Jeff Parles. It's been great to have you on. Wish we could have had you in person, but this is the next best thing. I got to get out to Vegas at some point when all this is through, and hopefully we can have a good time.
I know we'll have a good time when this is all through, Andrew. Thanks as always for having me.
All right, we'll be right back after this.